originally asked Suzanne to bring the message this morning. But she called me Monday morning to let me know that she had a cold. So I thought, well, I guess I can do the message. But when I told Sharon what had happened, she volunteered and said, well, maybe I can do it. So here we are, Sharon Jackson making her debut as a race speaker.
I'm not going to use the scriptures this morning. I thought it would be more appropriate for me to help you understand what my faith journey is. So this is what my faith journey is all about. My faith journey really begins before I was born. My mom was brought up in the Baptist church in Elbridge, New York. My dad's family was part of an establishment for the Skaneateles United Methodist Church. My dad was sent to Germany during World War II, and my mom was the telephone operator. She had had several miscarriages before he left. When he returned home, they continued to try to have a family. I was born 11 years after they were married for 11 years, exactly 2 days after. I was baptized in the Skaneateles church, and I'm told that I cried the entire time. My parents took me and then my brother, David, to church. We attended Sunday school and MYF, and we were lucky enough to go to Casawasco a couple of times during the summer. One of my stays at Casawasco, I decided to commit my life to Christ. I recommitted again when our youth group went for a film by Billy Graham. Steve and I were in the adult choir in Skaneateles, and we'd known each other forever because our families had attended the church there. We were married in the James Street United Methodist Church by Reverend John Annis. He had just moved to there, so he couldn't come back to Skaneateles to marry us in the Skaneateles church. When Brian was born, we had Reverend Rowe baptize him in the Skaneateles church. A year later, Scott was baptized by Reverend Archer in the same church. We moved to Fort Byron and became active members in the United Methodist Church there. We did visit the Free Methodist Church. When we arrived, the postmaster had told me about their church. So when we came to the door, we had these two little toddlers with us, and he goes, "Come on in, Jacksons!" And oh no. And sat us in the front row with two little squirmy kids. There was no nursery. So Steve and I looked at each other and went, "Oh, we're not coming back here. Nope. So we did find that there was a United Methodist Church, and we went, and when we arrived, the church had just finished their regular service, but somebody met us at the door and said, "Come on in. We have a nursery downstairs. We have an adult Sunday school class. We're having coffee and donuts. Would you like to join us?" So this lady took the two kids, and off to the nursery they went. And they had the best time, and the people in the adult class were awesome. So we joined that church. From there, we moved to Moravia and joined the United Methodist Church there, and Reverend Strader was the minister there. And that's where Heather was baptized. We stayed in Moravia for a couple, 3 years, and then we moved our farm to Cazenovia. We joined the United Methodist Church there, and my husband was a member there. My faith was really tested when we were in that church. We were going through a lot of financial stuff on the farm. We had bill collectors at the door. A law officer came to the door. It was just a really tough time. And luckily, we were down to very few things to eat in our cupboard and in our refrigerator. and my friend from Port Byron called, and she said, "Are you okay? I just had this funny feeling." And I said, "No, we're not." So I told her what was going on, and a couple days later, she showed up with her husband, and they had a station wagon from the front seat all the way to the rear full of groceries. They handed us money, and they handed us gift cards. So we made it through until we found a rental house in New Woodstock. While we were there, this man kept plowing out the driveway because it was winter, and we didn't ask him to, he just did it. I didn't have any kind of way of paying him back, so I baked some baked goods, and I took them down, and I was talking with his wife, and she said, "So, what does your husband do?" And I said, "Well, he was a farmer, he's looking to become a diesel mechanic." And she goes, "I don't believe it." She said, "My husband owns Wright Motors. He's been looking for 2 weeks for a diesel mechanic. You send him down tonight." So Steve went down, he got the job, and the rest was history. We moved back to Skaneateles, and again, joined the Skaneateles United Methodist Church, and continued to be active there, and that's where Steve finally felt the calling to become a minister. We did move back. We went to Virginia as well, and there we found a lot of wonderful, wonderful people. When the kids all moved away, that's when Steve felt we could move away from Skaneateles, and we did go to Virginia. And even though he had felt the calling in Skaneateles, he still wasn't quite ready to commit. So the people in Virginia kind of continued to mold him and make it important in his life to become the minister that he is today. So he finally became a supply pastor in Onondaga. And they were wonderful to him, to me. That's where I really learned how to become a minister's wife. They were very patient with me. The day we left, it was really, really hard. It was COVID. We were supposed to all be wearing masks. And everybody's going, "Forget it. I need to give you a hug. I can't do that with this mask." So it was bittersweet to leave them. Then our next journey brought us here. And we are so, so grateful for your love. And I'm reminded of this Bible verse when I'm here. Now faith, hope, and love, these things